Hey everyone, I'm Maiva Cifuentes and welcome back to the Flying Cat Marketing interview series. Today I'm speaking to Kevin Markowski, who is a good friend of mine and also the CEO of Speech, which is a Barcelona-based community engagement platform. And today we're going to be speaking about how to use the community that you already have to help distribute your content, generate more leads, and overall grow your brand without having to pay a ton on paid social distribution. So let me know if you like it. If you do, please share it with your friends and colleagues. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, and let's get into it. Hello, and welcome back to the Flying Cat Marketing interview series. Today we have Kevin Markowski, who is the CEO of Speech and Melting Lab. Speech is a community engagement tool for e-commerce brands, and I've known Kevin for a couple of years now, and we've worked together. We're both in Barcelona, and I'm really excited to have him here today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting, Maiva. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Here we're starting to, well, you're also in Barcelona. We're both starting to be able to go outside again, which is really exciting.
True. Yeah, we work a lot from home recently, so now we can go step by step outside. It's
step
nice,
by
yeah.
Step.
Yeah, step by step, yeah.
To walk to.
Definitely.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your story as an entrepreneur?
So yeah, I'm entrepreneur for a few years already. So I started to launch my first company when I was still in master's degree. It was at this time it was a marketing agency, very focused on community engagement and events at this time. And then I went step by step into the tech industry, mostly to tech startups. So I've been developing also a startup called Eventia, which is an event management software, and I had like very quickly the idea about launching my own startup, which is currently Speech. And actually, I had this idea of Speech based on my first company that I was trying to find a way of how to get more customers, more clients by using your own community. And at this time, I didn't find any great tool, any interesting technology for that. So I decided to build my own company. And actually, at the beginning, it was like more B2B. Now we are more B2C, talking about more engaging communities for e-commerce. So yeah, the product changed a lot, but the main idea was always about this community engagement stuff. Yeah.
I love that when you're looking for a solution and it gives you an idea to start a business.
Yeah, because when you look at something and you don't find it, it means like probably there are more people looking at it, and so if you don't find a solution, it means like there is probably a market for that. And so we've been like some market studies, and we make a lot of pivot as well to change also the product and the market audience. But now we found like 2 years ago, I think the product market fit. So now we are focused on this B2C e-commerce stuff. But yeah, like definitely each time there is like great startups coming on the market, it's become like there is a interesting need for that. So yeah, you need to find these needs, market needs.
So what is the biggest challenge about getting your community to be an ambassador for your brand?
Well, the thing is, a lot of companies, they have already a community, and also all the new companies who are creating, they need to build a community to grow the business. And mostly all the companies that we are working with right now, they have community of customers, of partners, of providers and stuff, but they are not using it. And the main thing is when, as you can see here now on the social media, but also when you look for example, a restaurant, to go to the cinema, to travel, etc. What you're looking at the first time is not really what the brand is offering you, but more about the customers' feedbacks. And so we saw that a lot of brands, they have a lot of clients, a lot of customers, a lot of potential feedbacks and recommendation, but they are not using it. And actually, it's like a very strong power, because when someone is already client of a product or of a service, and if this person communicate this brand to his or her own network of friends and family, the power of recommendation is very high. So from our side, we call it more like nano influence marketing, because it's like still we are using people to influence people. But yeah, like it's definitely more interesting for the brand to use the own customer, the own clients to share and to talk about the brand and the service or product in order to get and to reach more audience and more clients.
How do you motivate them to do it?
Well, two things. So first, on speech, we use a technology that we developed for that. So we allowed brands to engage in a community of ambassadors who can be clients, but not only, can be also followers. It can be also leads who are interested to buy the product. And we recommend the brand to create a lot of great content for that, because the main base on speech is the ambassadors, they share the content of the brand in order to get points and reward later. And so, but if the brand doesn't create a very good content, even if the ambassadors can get point and reward after that, if the content is not interesting to share, the ambassadors will not share it. So since we worked with this technology and we onboard our first clients, we saw that all our clients, they are improving a lot their content strategy, because it's very important for them to provide a lot of content for their ambassadors to be shared later. And also we are providing now a new feature that is going to be very interesting to have a lot of feedbacks about it from our clients. It's the user-generated content. So it's not the brand providing the content to the ambassadors, but the ambassadors getting rewarded when they create the content from the brand, for the brand. And so this is very interesting because it means like, and we can see it right now with the crisis, or everybody staying at home. And I think the brand needs to create a lot of content, and the ambassadors, the clients, the leads, the followers, they can create this content for the brand. And it's very interesting. In terms of statistics, we saw that when an ad is made with customer content, the conversion rate is higher than 30% comparing to a content created by the brand. So it's very interesting to use actually all the content created by the customer.
So what does user-generated content look like? If you start a campaign, you ask them to use a hashtag, or is it sort of like an ad? They say, I bought this t-shirt and I love it, or...
Yeah, definitely. For example, when they receive when they go to buy the product or their service, or when they are into this experience of the service, or when they receive this product at home, to ask them to provide, actually, it's kind of user-generated content is kind of a feedback, but with pictures, like with vision. And when you ask them, for example, to publish their, if your brand is a fashion brand and your client is receiving clothes at home, for example, you can ask them to publish a picture with the clothes and hashtag or tag the brand. Tag the brand is also always interesting. Hashtag, it can be used for like different challenge. For example, we use it, for example, with all our clients in the travel industry to ask them to, for example, hashtag the best summer picture or this kind of things, or like creating some time challenge. But yeah, there are many ways to do that through Instagram mainly, through stories, and you can do it through challenge, depending of the time. Can be Valentine's Day, can be Christmas, etc. Yeah.
So you focus mainly on e-commerce brands, but does this kind of strategy work maybe with a SaaS company?
Yeah, it depends. Actually, most of our clients, they are using speech. They are e-commerce and mainly B2C e-commerce, but it can be used indeed for B2B and SaaS startup. For example, we have few clients. They have like a SaaS software, and they use their community of clients to reshare their content, their news, their all the new features that they launch, etc. Of course, they have like not the community is not as big as for B2C brand, but it's always interesting to use the community. We as Speech we developed we created and developed a community of ambassadors and through Melting Lab maybe mostly through the event that we created, and we are B2B software. We sell our technology only to businesses, and we don't do any B2C. And we use the community that we created to make a biggest impact on the digital, on social media, etc., to reach more people and to increase our audience of clients. So I think like any kind of business, B2B or B2C, there is always a good way to create and to use the community that they have.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about Melting Lab, because this is a physical event that you organize here in Barcelona with a lot of entrepreneurs and startups. So how does that mix together with Speech?
Yeah, actually, so Melting Lab was created more or less a few months before launching the Speech beta version. So it was like already 3 years ago, I think, 2017. And so we decided to use Melting Lab mostly as a pre-launch of Speech, mainly to create our first network of clients, and also mostly to create a lot of content, because Melting Lab is kind of the media channel for Speech and also an acquisition channel. And it's creating a lot of content, since we are organizing at Melting Lab roundtables, workshops. We do have a lot of content that we record and we are reusing for social media communication and stuff. And we try to focus all these topics that we are talking about during Melting Lab, about marketing, technology, digital, e-commerce, and more focus on community engagement. So all what happened at Melting Lab is directly linked to Speech. And actually, Melting Lab is part of the Speech company, and it became like a very strong tool for our marketing strategy. Also, because when you're doing sales, it's also less aggressive to, for example, to invite your lead to become speaker at Melting Lab, or to come as an attendee. And then you can talk first about Melting Lab, and then later you can talk about Speech. So it was a real chance for us to reach our clients, our leads, and to invite them to the event, kind of as a real reward. And sometimes we even ask them to speak there. So we could also understand more about what they are doing, their strategy, etc., in order to customize the service that we will provide to them with Speech. Yeah.
What's the best way to build a community? If I have a brand new brand, how can I start building a community? Because I can't really engage my community if I don't have one yet.
Yeah, for me, I'm saying that mostly because I'm coming from the event industry, from my past experience, and I think that events is always a good way to create your first base of community. It can be physical event, but also digital events. We see that right now there are more and more digital events, and with our partner Eventia, which is the event management software that I was talking about, we are working together right now to provide the solution for for the next Melting Lab, and I think it's going to be like great experience and great new age for Melting Lab. And but yeah, I think so. Events, physical or digital events, they are like very interesting tool to create and to gather community together, because you can create a lot of content, interesting content for your industry, for your market, and at the same time you can create also networking, which allows you to meet people, to talk, to exchange ideas. So the main thing when I'm getting new leads, I never say that I want to sell you something. I'm more saying that I would like to share experience with you. I would like to share case studies, and I would like also maybe to better understand your business. So for example, if I give you in an example that we are doing every day, so we contact mainly people managing the e-commerce or the loyalty management of their company or even social media. And when I'm trying to, for example, when I'm contacting a loyalty manager, I'm trying to know how they are making loyalty and how this loyalty is helping them to increase their or say like increase their what the customer buy. And even if this loyalty manager doesn't buy my services, if this loyalty manager talk and share with me what they are doing and how they are doing, it will bring like a lot of experience and case studies for me that I will be able later to adapt my software and my technology. And maybe like in 6 months, if we launch the feature that they need based on what they are doing, then at this time it will be the best moment to reach them and to say, hey, we have maybe something more useful for you right now.
Yeah, that's one thing that I love about sales conversations is that even if it doesn't work out, even if they don't want to use your service or your product, that conversation, you've already learned a lot about your customer avatar, and it's something you can document and use in your content and in your product down the line. What do you use to get in touch with these clients? How do you reach them with these leads? I mean,
so we reach them a lot through Melting Lab. So to ask them to create content for that, to be speaker, to invite them also as an attendee, as I said previously. I'm using also a lot LinkedIn. I'm using some tool to reach a lot of people and to try to customize how I contact them, the message, etc. I used to go to a lot of events. Well, right now it's a little bit complicated with the stay at home, but I used to go to a lot of events. So I'm trying to get into different network, trying to get in touch with a lot of people. Because even when you meet someone, you never know, is this person going to be your client now in 6 months, as we said before, and also this person can introduce you to other people.
Yeah.
And I will say like a strategy that is working well as well is the partnerships. So for example, to create some cross audience. So you can, for example, ask another marketing software to create an article talking about you, and you do the same for them. Like, so you're sharing visibility into different audience, and it's very interesting to grow a base of partners. Because, for example, we are mainly based right now in Europe. We maybe have like a partner in the US, and this partner in the US, they will help us to reach the audience there even before launching a service in the US, or even launching before launching an office there. So yeah, trying to get like into different audience through some partners, visible partner. It's also like an interesting strategy that we are doing right now.
That's what I find so interesting is that even me, I have a content marketing agency. I help companies create content and get out there, and that's very important, and community engagement is very important, but it doesn't replace building actual one-on-one relationships with people.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You have to go out and meet people in person, or even if you're on LinkedIn, instead of just connecting with somebody, you have to actually start talking to them or engage with their content back. And then that kind of feeds into your content strategy and your community engagement, because if they know you personally or have talked to you in some aspect, in some way, even if just briefly, they're more likely to want to engage with you and more likely to want to support your brand because they know you as a human.
Yeah, true. Like it's what I'm trying to do also with when I receive a LinkedIn request to be in contact with someone. Well, first, of course, I'm watching about the profiles and stuff. But if I accept this person to enter to my network, I always ask the first question: how I can help you, or how we can maybe do business together. What about doing a call or meeting? Because sometimes you receive just some request on LinkedIn, and this person doesn't follow up with you, and you don't know why she added you or he added you. And so it's very important to have in your network like people that you know what they are doing, why they are into your network extra, and actually all these things is also part of building a community and using your community. You cannot use your community if you don't know the people into your community. So it's very important to develop a high quality of network based on what you're doing, trying to get like into the niche, to the very targeted audience for your business, and also to talk a lot with them. One thing that is great, I think, is when you create, for example, an ebook and with a lot of case studies, a lot of experience, a lot of interviews, it's also good things to develop your community, but also to create very qualified lead. Because when you ask clients lead for talking about loyalty, about community engagement, about any business, and you ask them to share their opinion, their point of view, without selling him anything, it's also interesting because it's a non-aggressive way of creating a relationship with this person, and at the same time it's also creating a very great content for you that you can use how many times you want,
And then when you go and have another conversation with them another time, they're happy to hear from you.
They're happy to hear from you, and since you highlight this person into a content or into an event, etc., they are happy to help you, and they are happy to spend time with you. So it's like kind of win-win situation for this person and me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. So what lessons have you learned as an entrepreneur? If you could go back 3 years ago when you started Speech and Melting Lab, what would you tell yourself to do, or what would you change?
A lot of things, but I think is you can start again and again, and you will do just always like mistakes, and you. But yeah, like a lot of things. Like for example, if I'm taking the example of Speech. I think the biggest thing that it was very difficult is when we launched the first paid version. We wanted to focus only on large business, large clients, large companies to sell this software, and it was very hard because it's like a lot of time to spend. You need to do a lot of follow-ups. It's very not quick to sign a deal, to close a deal. If I had to do it again, I think I will probably start by small and medium businesses, because you can reach much more. You can make much more acquisition faster without spending a lot of efforts on it. And also, when you launch a software, of course you have bugs, you have like small things that you need to improve, and it's always better when it's small or medium business than a large business putting a lot of money on it. So I think if I had to start again this, I will maybe develop first for SMBs and later for large brands, which right now I'm doing the contrary. I'm going back to small and medium businesses right now. Also, this strategy that we could change will allow me to get more and more feedbacks about clients, more testimonials, more data about how they use the software, how we can improve it, etc. Because when you have like 20 large companies using the software, you have much more less data than if you have like 200 or 300 clients, for example. So, and actually, I don't know why I did that, because when we launched the first beta version, it was free version, and we had like more than 500 small and medium businesses. And then when we made the paid version, we launched it only for large brand. And we saw that when we had all these small and medium clients, we had a lot of feedbacks, a lot of data. So it actually, this part will help us to understand our product market fit. Also, I will say as a technology software, I think it's also interesting to focus a lot on product, to not be afraid to spend a lot of money on the product, because it's very important, and the technology is like very long to develop, very long to test, to make A/B testing. So maybe I will increase my product team. What else? Also about the content. we saw that right now. So Speech, so we are a SaaS business right now, but we don't use a lot of ads. Almost never. We use it only for the Melting Lab. But we see that when we create a content, we have we get more and more people following us, people going to the website, more and more traffic. And I think the organic content is something very important. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs at the beginning, when they launch a business, when they want to have more visibility, they are doing a lot of ads, mainly on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff. And most of them, they don't have a lot of results because nobody knows their company. Managing the ads is also very complicated because you need to know a lot about the Facebook algorithm. For example, if you're doing Facebook ads, you need to control your budget. You need to A/B test a lot of things, and sometimes you get results after spending a lot of money. And instead of having a paid audience, you can result developing an organic community. It's gonna be less people at the beginning, but it's going to be very strong, and they're going to have a very big power of recommendation. It's also something that I recommend to a lot of B2C businesses, B2C brands that using a lot of influencers on Instagram. I always recommend them to maybe to turn their community into nano influencers instead of paying a big professional influencer who's gonna make a lot of reach, but maybe not a lot of engagement and not a lot of conversion, So what is your goal? Getting a lot of reach or getting a lot of sales or engagement? You need to choose. But yeah, I think a good combination of everything is important, but definitely the content is key for that.
I agree. And how long did it take Speech actually to grow its member base with organic content?
Well, I think
you have a few thousand people in your community, right?
Yeah, true. I think it took us maybe between 6 months and 1 year with creating a lot of digital content, but also through the events, so physical content that we were recording and put it at the digital later. I think we spent maybe a bit more than 1 year to have this strong community base. And we were using a lot of different content, like blog articles. We had actually to educate our market because Speech is kind of a new way of using the advertising, since it's not paid advertising, it's using your community as an advertising. So there are not a lot of product like Speech on the market, and we had to educate a lot our market, our industry, etc. And actually we were doing something very interesting for clients. We were creating for free case studies. So when the clients were coming to Speech, we were creating a free case study about their business and how Speech could improve their business. So we were designing all the demo for them. We were designing a full PDF with all the onboarding and reward strategy and stuff. And this content later, we can also use it for reaching more clients from the same industry. So it was very interesting to do that. And from the client side, it was personalized, customized experience before buying the product. So yeah, I think it takes time to grow the community, but when you create content, you need to. I think it's like a loyalty program. You need to have it have a long-term strategy for that, because you cannot just create 5 blog articles and expecting to get 1,000 clients. You need to educate, create more content, and actually it will help the SEO, the Google search and stuff, and to grow a community of people who are gonna find you thanks to your content. But yeah, you need to create a lot of content, and it's very for us, it's very, very the key for that. And we prefer to focus more on content than ads, than pay ads, for example. Yeah.
I agree. In the end, paid ads, I mean, they're much faster to get traffic but they don't build a brand. They don't tell the story. They don't.
Yeah, true. I think it's like just complementary, like you cannot just choose one and not do the other one.
Yeah.
Like just complementary, but if you launch ads, you need to have like a first community of clients, a first community of followers, and then you can launch your ad strategy. But if you're doing ads from scratch, it's gonna be very hard for you to, and you're gonna spend a lot of money for almost no result in most of the case. So I think like both strategies are complementary. And I think like it's very interesting to start by the content, and once you have like enough content to continue with that, but also you can implement other strategy for. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Kevin, that was a great chat.
Thank you. Thanks for the question.
Yes, I learned a lot, and I appreciate your time on here. And where can people, if they want to get in touch with you, where can they get in touch with you?
Well, mainly on LinkedIn. I'm replying. I'm replying on LinkedIn all the messages that I receive, so they can contact me directly on LinkedIn. If you want to share my email or my contact, you are also allowed to. And if they want to give a try to our software, they can also go to speech.com, and they will be able to enter to the software and create their free trial. And also, if these people are based in Europe, they can still come to Melting Lab. I don't know if this year we're going to make a physical version of Melting Lab, but at least we're going to have a digital version.
Okay.
With networking. So I will be happy to welcome them at the Melting Lab and to talk with your audience.
Cool. Yeah, I've been to a few Melting Labs. I even helped organize a couple of them, and definitely a really nice event to go to. So cool. I'm excited to see the digital one.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, and maybe I will see you in the next few weeks.
Yeah, let's see if we can go at the beach in the next days.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Flying Cat Marketing Series. If you enjoyed this interview, please give it a like, share it with your friends and colleagues, and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned because next week I'll be interviewing another leader in the SaaS and startup world talking about their challenges and achievements. See you there.